Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Anil Joshi, and you are watching a video on iconology and temple architectural perspectives. Today's topic is Ladh Khan Temple, Aiholi District, Bagalkot, Karnataka. As you know, there are three good temple cities. One is Aihole, another is Patatkal, and third is Badami. If you want to see how the temple architecture has evolved right from a stone cut till a independently standing structural temple, and afterwards huge gigantic structures which were developed subsequently by Cholas in the form of Gopuram. Now, all this development to start with has started from just a rock cut technology and subsequently developed. Now, if we visit these three places, that is Aiholi, Pattatkal, and Badami, we can see right from beginning of the temples till how they have developed, not only the different structures, different types, different varieties, different school of thoughts, but experimentation also in these areas. So let's start going. In this, we are going to see Ladh Khan temple and we are going to know how it differs from other temple and how it has got important landmark in the temple architectural development. So let's get going to the topic Ladh Khan temple, Aiholi. Not, but not before we acknowledge those who has helped me for this project. There are local guides, my friends, my technical assistants. They help me a lot to make this project successful. I thank also certain illustrations which I have borrowed from net. They are usually the descriptive about the history as well as inscriptions. In spite of that, I thank you for their valuable help to me. With that, let's start our topic. Ladh Khan Temple, I hold. It's really unique and different. If we want to study in which way it differs, we not only see it externally, internally, but also its cross section and maps to know how really it differs from other temples or why it is called as one of an important landmark in the development of the temples. We are going to see also a floor map. We are going to see also a cross section to know it in real details how it is.
34 में बना सर 634 में 16 है 634 इसका डेट है लेकिन जैन टेम्पल सर अंदर गर्भगृह में जैन का मूर्ति महाराज का मूर्ति है गर्भगृह सभा मंटप अंतराला मुख मंटप सब ऐसे है जैन में लेकिन वो थोड़ा पहाड़ के ऊपर बना है और उसका वो एक पूर्व दीवार में एक शासन है सर उसका हम रवि कीर्ति शासन बोलते हैं रवि कीर्ति शासन उसमें सब वो सेकेंड पुलकेशी का सब डिटेल्स उसमें मिलता है शिलालेख में और नेक्स्ट ये टेम्पल नाइदर टेम्पल बोलते सर अभी इसमें अंदर गर्भगृह में मूर्ति नहीं सर इसमें अच्छा गर्भगृह में मूर्ति नहीं लेकिन कार्विंग्स थोड़ा कम है और थोड़ा पिलर है ना सर राउंड शेप में राउंड शेप में पिलर है
और द्राविडियन स्टाइल
हाँ द्राविडियन स्टाइल और आगे थोड़ा नीचे थोड़ा जमीन के नीचे है सर टेम्पल और थोड़ा इधर थोड़ा जमीन के ऊपर है देखिए सर हाँ थोड़ा जमीन के नीचे वाला टेम्पल थोड़ा पुराना टेम्पल 5th सेंचुरी एंड 6th सेंचुरी का है और ऊपर वाला 8th सेंचुरी 9th सेंचुरी बाद में बना लेकिन थोड़ा पहले इनको थोड़ा आइडिया कम था सर इसलिए थोड़ा जमीन खोद के बनाया सर नीचे से बना जमीन के नीचे से बना और बाद में जमीन के ऊपर बना फिर नेक्स्ट टेम्पल लाड खान टेम्पल से
और ये
गौडर देवालय बोलते हैं, गौडर टेंपल,
गौड़ा टेंपल।
गौडर टेंपल एक्चुअली दुर्गा भगवती टेंपल सर शासन प्रकार, लेकिन इसमें मूर्ति नहीं सर इसमें भी, लेकिन थोड़ा वो इसमें गौड़ा का फैमिली रहते थे सर, गौड़ा तो विलेज लीडर,
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
इसलिए इधर गौडर बोलते सर उसको, लीडर को, इसलिए गौड़ा टेंपल बोलते हैं। लेकिन इतना अलग स्टाइल है, देखिए सर ओपन है, दीवार नहीं है इसमें,
हाँ
और नीचे को थोड़ा कक्षासन है सर, बैठने के लिए जगह है, गर्भगृह, ऊपर एक शिखर था सर, वो पूरा निकल गया सर, और नीचे थोड़ा वो कुंभ कलश के डिजाइन बना है सर, कुंभ कलश के डिजाइन है, और थोड़ा ये भी थोड़ा जमीन के अंदर है सर, नीचे। और यहाँ पे एक टेंपल, ये लाड खान टेंपल बोलते हैं सर इसको, लाड खान टेंपल बहुत पुराना टेंपल बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन 450 AD में बना है सर इसको, सबसे पहला 450 AD इसका देखो। और इस टेंपल निर्माण करने को थोड़ा लोग डोनेशन दे रहे हैं, उनका नाम इसमें लिखा है, ओल्ड कन्नड़ा लिपि है इसका। उस टाइम थोड़ा करेंसी नहीं था सर, एक गोदान और भूदान करते थे, इसलिए थोड़ा उनका नाम इसमें लिखा है, डोनर्स का नाम लिखा है इसमें। इधर 3 है, वो साइड में 3, उस साइड में थोड़ा है सर लिपि है, 2 वो लास्ट पिलर में लिपि है, वो ओल्ड कन्नड़ में है सर, ओल्ड लिपि सर। इधर वो होली का पवित्र नदी का इमेजिनेशन इधर भी है, वो साइड में गंगा नदी का इमेजिनेशन था सर, थोड़ा डैमेज हुआ, और ये यमुना नदी का है सर, काचुआ पर खड़े सर, काचुआ है, कछुआ है ना, कछुआ में टर्टल, और एक कुंभ कलश है सर, कुंभ कलश डिजाइन, और मिथुन दंपति है सर, मिथुन दंपति रोमांटिक कपल सर, दोनों रोमांटिक मूड में। और ऊपर जाए सर, ऊपर थोड़ा स्टैचू है, इसमें शिवलिंग है सर, ये वाला पिलर में सर, ये चालुक्य राज्य का रॉयल एम्ब्लेम है सर, राजमुद्रा, राज लांछन है, इसमें वराह, शंख, चक्र और दर्पण है सर, दर्पण है, चालुक्य का सिंबल पूरा, ये अपने कौन सा गोल्ड पॉइंट में इसको मुद्रा डालते थे सर, और राजा का छत्र एंड चामर, चाय के लिए चामर और हवा मारने के लिए थोड़ा, चाय के लिए छत्र है और थोड़ा हवा मारने के लिए चामर है, और उस चालुक्य जंग में थोड़ा योगासन भी था सर, योगा भी कर रहे थे, उधर योगासन है सर, योगा शीर्षासन, नहीं तो रुचिकासन बोलते हैं, रुचिकासन। और यहाँ पे थोड़ा गजलक्ष्मी भी है, और ये लैडर है सर, स्टोन लैडर सर, ऊपर जाने के लिए, हाँ इधर होल भी है, थोड़ा ऊपर जाते थे सर, इससे स्टोन लैडर है। और यहाँ पे पनिशमेंट भी दिया सर, तो उस टाइम पे पनिशमेंट भी, वो हाथी के ढांक से मार दिया सर,
हाथी के पाँव के नीचे,
नहीं पाँव के नीचे, ज़्यादा प्लेस में थोड़ा पाँव के नीचे रहते हैं, इधर एक है पाँव पैर के नीचे है, लेकिन यहाँ पे धाक से मारा, धाक रहते हैं, और टस्क टीथ, हाँ टस्क से, हाँ टीथ से, हंसते दंत, हाँ दवाई सर, इसलिए वो पनिशमेंट तो थोड़ा अलग है। और यहाँ पे थोड़ा सरस विरस है सर, ये दोनों को सरस विरस बोलते हैं, इधर सर, ये दोनों यहाँ पे में है, इधर दोनों झगड़ा कर रहे हैं, सती पति दोनों यहाँ पे में ऐसा होगा, इधर झगड़ा कर रहे हैं, इसलिए इसको सरस विरस बोलते हैं, सरस विरस,
विरस,
मतलब झगड़ा गिला मत करने के लिए सर, सती पति को
ओके।
एक मैसेज दिया,
Right.
दोनों सती पति हैप्पी में रहना सर, ऐसे झगड़ा गिला मत करने के लिए एक मैसेज दिया। और बिफोर मैरिज आफ्टर मैरिज जैसे
राइट।
अरे पैर के नीचे है सर, ये पनिशमेंट है ना,
हाँ,
हाथी के पैर के पाँव के नीचे
वो हंसी दंत से है।
हाँ।
ये पाँव से है।
पाँव से
पनिशमेंट।
पनिशमेंट। और ये मुखमंडप भाग है सर, मुखमंडप अंदर सभा मंडप है सर, और गर्भगृह है।
हाँ।
सर देखिए सब ये पहले है यार 450 ईडी में बना है सर इसमें। सर 450 ईडी में एडी से है, 7th सेंचुरी तक इधर चालुक्य महाराज सभा करते थे सर, मीटिंग हॉल, सभा मंडप बोलते हैं, सभा मंडप। नेक्स्ट 7th सेंचुरी में इसका शिव मंदिर बन गया सर, क्योंकि चालुक्य राजा पहला वैष्णव था सर, पहले वैष्णव था। 7th सेंचुरी में फर्स्ट विक्रमादित्य राजा ने, चालुक्य का राजा फर्स्ट विक्रमादित्य राजा ने वैष्णव पंच छोड़ के शैव को कन्वर्ट हो गया सर।
अच्छा।
सर शैव होने के बाद इसके सभा मंडप के अंदर एक गर्भगृह निर्माण करके शिवलिंग स्थापन किया गया। इसलिए 7th सेंचुरी के बाद शिव मंदिर हो गया सर, उससे पहले एक सभा मंडप है, इसलिए एक गर्भगृह है ना सर, सभा मंडप के अंदर है सर। सर टेम्पल आर्किटेक्चर स्टाइल कैसे रहते हैं, गर्भगृह, उसके बाद सभा मंडप और उसके बाद मुखा मंडप रहते हैं। यस। लेकिन गर्भगृह नहीं था सर इसमें, एक ही बड़ा हॉल था सर, एक मीटिंग हॉल था, ये पूरा बड़ा हॉल था। और बाद में 7th सेंचुरी में एक गर्भगृह निर्माण किया सर, अंदर मूर्ति स्थापना किया सर शिव जी का। सर शिव का द्वारपालक था यहाँ पे, भद्र एंड वीरभद्र दोनों द्वारपालक है सर, लेकिन विष्णु भगवान को जय विजय रहते। ऐसे इधर शिव का भद्र एंड वीरभद्र है, और शिव कहाँ पर है तो वहाँ पे नंदी रहते हैं सर, नंदी बनाए, नंदी है। ये नंदी बाहर था सर, अभी अंदर लाए सर इसमें, अंदर लेके हैं। और देखिए सर बड़ा बड़ा विंडो है, लेकिन मीटिंग का सभा करने के लिए थोड़ा वेंटिलेशन ज़्यादा चाहिए सर, इसलिए तो विंडो ज़्यादा है। और इसमें ब्रिटिश जमाने में लाड खान फैमिली रहते थे सर, लाड खान का फैमिली रहते थे, इसलिए लाड खान नाम दिया सर इसका, लाड खान टेम्पल। एक्चुअली शिवा टेम्पल है सर, शिवलिंग रहते हैं शिवा टेम्पल में, वो ब्रिटिश लोगों को पता नहीं है सर, ऐसे नाम दिया सर इसको, लाड खान टेम्पल।
Now, Aihole is situated on the right bank of river Malaprabha. It is a major tributary of the river Krishna, and it is in Bagalkot district. Aihole occupies a unique place in the history of temple architecture. Many call it as a cradle of temple architecture because lot of designs are developed around the idea given by the people, mainly Chalukyas from Aihole, by their creations. The early Chalukya kings, that is 450 to 700, tried and tested various designs and temple building architectures. In Aihole, there are more than 120 temples. We usually see around 20 to 30 which are important and which are in good shape today. However, if we want to see all, it is really important. Now, divided into 22 groups by the archaeology department. Now, Aihole's history goes back to prehistoric times. Its original name was Aihole. Now, how it has come is very interesting. The legendary connections is very important. The name is associated with the story of Parshurama, slaying the entire Kshatriya race with his axe. So he has destroyed them. He has killed them. What they call as in bulk radical removal of Kshatriyas he has done, and after that he has done with the help of axe. It is said that Parshurama washed his clothes and hands in the river here. So after killing so many Kshatriyas, he came here and washed his clothes and axe. So what will happen because of the blood? The river water will turn red, and that is what exactly has happened. The river water turned red. At that time, few women from village had come to river to take the water. At the sight of the red water, they all shouted, "Ayya, holy!" Ayya is exclamation in routine Karnataka, and what that means is the what a horrible river. Hence, the place came to known as Aihole, and subsequently that became the Aihole. As per inscriptions, Aihole was also known as the name Aryapura. So Aryapura, Aihole, Aihole. How the names are near each other and they developed from each other. So that's how the name was developed. Now, its prehistoric connection is strong. It is a part of huge prehistoric site covering hills and valleys between Badami, Pattadakkal, and Aihole. The sandstone hill rocks to the east of the Aihole was plenty, and that is the evidence of prehistoric activities. The rock cutting, stone circles, and megalithic burials chambers have been found and are even seen today, and they will give you what they were once upon a time. Also, archaeologists have found stone implanted dating back to the Neolithic period in Malaprabha river bed. Here is a map showing all the monuments. I'll not say all, but most of the monuments. So right from the Durga Devi complex, here important is to see Ladh Khan temple place. It is surrounded by so many temples, small as well as known. Some of them are nameless. Near the Durga temple, it is as backdated as 6th to 8th century. There is a structure, and that is called as a Muslim commander under Adil Shahi Sultan, who stayed here about 1,000 years after it was built. So he has used it 1,000 years after it was built. He used it to coordinate his military campaign in this region. The temple has 3 concentric squares. This is unique, I told you, and we're going to see it why it is unique. Facing the sanctum with a Shiva Linga, and inside the inner 3rd square is the heated Nandi. So that has to be there if it is Shiva Mandir. But the location of both is important here to see. The 2 square mandapas surrounding it create appearance of a Sabha Mandapa, or you can say as a community hall or a town hall. It gives adequate space for devotees, for worship also, for waiting also there, as well as many community functions. So all ceremonies of the town used to take place in the temple, and this looks like it was in such type of halls. The second concentric square is supported by a set of 12 intricately carved pillars. The walls has a floral designs. The temple inside is lit with a natural sunlight coming from the lattice windows. As I told you, these lattice windows were a signature of Chalukyas. You will find all varieties, and they were first to introduce this. The temple roof stones include a lock-shaped stones. As I told you earlier, people had no idea about the temples. What they had was the houses. Houses were made up of wood. So the temple also, they started constructing in that way, but they were short term. So to construct a long-term temple, they started wooden designs. The designs of their houses, the designs of their community hall, town halls, to create a temple. And this is an excellent example of it. So this gives the idea that earlier temples were built in a wood, and though they were of the stone, the idea or the designs were same as that of the log of wood. Now, Ladh Khan temple include iconography from the Shaivism. Shaivism is those who worship Shiva. Then Shaktism, that is those who worship powers, and also Vaishnavism, that is the Lord Vishnu they worship. It has got the iconography from all these 3 types. On the lintel of the sanctum with Shiva Lingam, for example, Garuda image is seen with a Vishnu because the vehicle for Vishnu is Garud. The temple has reliefs showing goddess Ganga and Yamuna. They are signs of purity and wisdom. Ganga, sign of purity, Yamuna as the sign of wisdom, as well as the deities are around the sanctum. The set of stone staircase is connected the lower to the first floor. Now this is very unique. The staircase is there, that is from the stone again, but it takes you from the ground floor to the first floor where there is a damaged square shrine. The three sides of this upper level are the Vishnu, Surya, that is power, and Ardha Nareshwara, that is half Shiva and half Parvati, that is the combination of power and femininity, that is the Ardha Nateshwara. Like other Aihole Hindu temples, the temple include scenes from the daily life, including amorous couple in courtships and drama scenes. So this temple have some of the sculptures which gives a routine human life. Now, what are the interesting findings? The temple shows clear signs of early timber model, none of which has survived. So timber not survived, stone survived. This is one, for example, in the construction of the roof of the mandapam. When you see the roof of the mandapam, you will see the wood design. Also, that gives a waterproofing. So this works in either way. The temple consists of shrine, that is Garbhagriha, with a mandapa in front of it and a covered path for circumambulation. So to take a parikrama, there is circumambulatory path. So this becomes in the development of the temples. Earlier temple did not had it, now later temple had it. The Mukhamandapam is situated in front of the sanctum and consists of sets of 12 carved pillars. The Sabha Mandapa lead to the Mahamandapa. So there are two mandapas, Sabha Mandapa and Mahamandapa. Now this is the structure of the Ladh Khan temple. I have given you comparison of Durga temple also, which you can compare side by side. Now here if you see, this is a square big hall. Now here you are seeing the sanctum. This is the sanctum. So it is situated within the mandapam. This is the best part of or different part of this. Now let's go to the more part and we'll see a cross section. Now Nandi Mandapam occupies the center place. Usually Nandi Mandapam can be inside temple, outside temple. That depends on the types of temple. The walls have a floral patterns of them and windows have lattice work done of the Chalukya style. Facing the sanctum, the second smaller sanctum is situated above the center of the hall, whose outer wall there are many carvings. The temple was built in Apachavatana style. The temple was built in Apachavatana style. Apachavana style indicate a very early experimental temple construction. The Mahamandapa is open to the exterior by a large window between the pillars. The roof above the Mahashikhara Mandapa shows a mural as a first version of the future forms of towers in the North India and Vimanas in the South India. Shikhar, we call this as Shikhar in North India, Vimana in South India. So it's the beginning of it. How it is, we are showing it here now. Now the Sabha Mandapa leads to a Mahamandapa and the pillars are arranged to form the concentric squares. With description you find it a little bit difficult in understanding, but once you see a line diagram, it will be easy for you to understand all this. And to appreciate how difficult they must have designed it, or how intelligently, how skillfully they have designed it. The special feature of this temple is that it starts as a rectangular square and ends with a square structure. Based on a wooden construction design, the square and rectangular plan has a step roof. Now, again from side, if you see, you'll appreciate it better, which is adaptation of the wooden style or conversion of wooden style into a stones. The temple is approached by a porch with 12 square pillars. On outer wall of the temple, to the north, south and east are the pierced windows to receive light from the outside. Originally, this temple was intended to be dedicated to Lord Vishnu, but now it is houses a Shiva Lingam. We have seen Garuda also, na? So that reminds you of it was originally Vishnu temple. There is a rectangular shrine on the roof, and three sides have icons of Vishnu, Surya, that is Shakti, and Devi. Now here, if you see, I have given a line diagram. Now line diagram, you are seeing this entrance. This is the entrance. Then this is the Sabha Mandapam. This is on the back side of Sabha Mandapam. There is Sanctum. Now in front of it is a Nandi Mandapam here. So here you will appreciate the design is different. Now here, if you see how many stories, there are slopes, slope, slope, and slope. Now height is different here, here, and here. So this will exactly resemble a wooden structure, and it will be very easy for you to understand why we say it is the modification of wooden structure. And if you see, a Nandi Mandapam also occupies the center place. That is also a different. Now we'll see it, photographs of it. Now this photograph is taken from the entrance of the Aihole complex. In front you will see will be Durga Mata temple, not here, and right side is the Ladh Khan temple. So we are mainly concentrating on Ladh Khan's photographs. Here we are going still closer. That is Nadia temple, having typical Dravidian Vimana. Shikhara is North Indian, Vimana is South Indian. See the pattern, the Dravidian pattern for the Nadia temple, and next to it is Ladh Khan temple. What you have to appreciate here are the roofings. See here, these roofings, if you carefully observe, it will resemble a wooden structure. Modification of a wooden structure. Now here see, definitely you will agree that it is a modification of wooden structure, and it looks like a community hall or town hall. We are seeing it from all sides. Once we complete the all around, we'll go inside. Now here you have to appreciate the temple roof stones include a long shaped stones. So they are specifically made for this purpose only, and stripes, ribs you can call them, or some people call them ribs also, suggestive of an attempt to mimic more of an ancient timber construction. And that idea has been converted into the stone structures. So you can make out clearly. There are some erotic carvings as we have already seen them. Now there is a set of stone stair which connects the lower level to the second level. That's why it differs from other temple where such type of design you will not get anywhere. This is a sanctum. You can see towed pillars. These are the lattice windows which gives a light inside, and they are signatures of Chalukyas. Their temples, invariably you will get that. So here you have to appreciate the development of the temple architecture right from rock cut, and all these things are available around Aihole, Pattadakkal and Badami. So when you go to visit that, you should have a list of them, how you are going to see them and how you are going to appreciate the development in the temple technology. They are the inside views. Our idea is to give you each and every column, each and every pillar, each and every carving, and each and every minute details of the temple. Beautiful carvings, necklaces. The best part of this lattice window or the jali is you'll find lot of variety of designs in it. And not only designs, they're decorative, and that is also really well. Now you are seeing two small unnamed shrines, temples. There are small temples next to it, and there is different video made for all the small temples together in this Durga Mata complex. Some people has called them as the Kontiguda temple, but this is not a uniformity. Some people just call it a twin temple. Some people call it Kontigudi temple. Gudi means small temple. Outside walls. Now Gaudar Gudi temple stand next to the Ladh Khan temple, built on the lines of Ladh Khan temple, but more open than all the sides. This is just to give you a comparison or how the technology is adapted immediately to the next temple. According to George Michel, the temple is older than Ladh Khan temple. So that let us not go into that. What we appreciate is both are good temples, both have got some similarities and some has got both differences which are adopted in future in different ways. And there are few unnamed shrines which we have seen just now, small shrines around Ladh Khan temple. We have already seen they are called as Kontigudi temple. With that, we are coming to end of this lecture. This lecture we should remember as a landmark in the history of temple construction. I have showed you how many ways a new technologies, new designs were introduced. And all these things are very important when we see the next temples. This is the intermediate stage, which gives us a lot of idea how the future technology has developed. So we have to see it carefully and consider it as a landmark in the temple architecture. With that, let us conclude. I thank you for giving me your valuable time. Thank you. Goodbye and take care.